Hello, and welcome to this session of transferring tacit knowledge into explicit. I will begin with a question. What would you know about TSS? Or what is TSS? TSS means trailing spouse syndrome. So the next question is, who is a trailing spouse? A trailing spouse is someone who follows their partner to another country, most usually, um, in pursuit of their partner's career opportunities or career demands. You will notice most frequently that this spouse who follows their partner relocating from their home country to another country is usually the woman because of our cultural context. In an inter nation survey, it has been reported that 84% of the trailing spouse are women, and 72% of these reported population are often unemployed um, when they have had significant careers or career aspirations in their home country, but have had to leave it behind when they followed their partner to another country. This population of trailing spouses are also called as passive spouse, or also the invisible spouse, or euphemistically also called as the supporting spouse, because they are supporting their partner in the pursuit of their career goals, whereas taking on the primary caring responsibilities and usually stay at home. Why is it important for discussion? With globalization, there is great global mobility in the job market, and people move places, people move countries for better career prospects. But it also has this implication on the partner of the person who goes along with the person who is finding these opportunities, and usually this partner has to give up their career aspiration in the interest of supporting their partner. This has significant and some serious implications, resulting from mental health issues to high stress on relationship itself, to things like self-worth diminishing or loss of confidence on this person who is termed as the trailing spouse. It is also a question as to how does one tackle this situation, because it is quite unhealthy if one spends a long duration of time in this particular situation. Many years ago, I also found myself in the place of a trailing spouse. I had a long career and a very established and successful career before I have had to move to Australia to join my husband. Before I moved to Australia, I was of the assumptions that my rich experience and the globally relevant qualifications would be enough for me to enter the job market when I moved to Australia. But I was so wrong. When I moved, I found multiple barriers which kept me out of the job market. Some of them were real ones, like lack of local experience, particularly because I was in HR, and also local references. So as a result, it ended up being a situation where I was the one who was taking the primary responsibility for caring of the children. But as the time passed, it did have a dent in my self worth and loss of identity, the loss of financial independence, all had its uh, definite serious impacts. So I had to reconsider my situation and then think about what was I going to do. And as a result, I started exploring possibilities, and I found that I could uh, join the doctoral program in the business school in the local university and start reskilling and educating myself all over again, to find relevance in the context. It is another story how my journey of PhD went with tremendous number of obstacles. Um, there were so many barriers there also, but finally, to cut the long story short, I was able to finish my PhD program. You would think that after my PhD, I would have gained entry into the job market. No, it didn't happen immediately. Again, I had to start from the scratch doing casual academic jobs, doing part time teaching, and slowly and steadily building my CV all over again. I remember a quote of Joel Barker, who is a futurist, and he says that every time there is a paradigm shift, everything goes back to zero. Your past success guarantees nothing. I have lived this experientially. My past experience, my past success did not matter when the context changed. And like a phoenix, I had to really reinvent myself from the ashes again. I had to start from scratch all over again. Today, I have a permanent academic job in Griffith Business School. It is a source of job satisfaction, but I am here to tell the story about having navigated the TSS, which is the trailing spouse syndrome. And I can totally empathize with many others who might be in that particular situation. My learning is that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but it does require a lot of self awareness about what our strengths are, what our skills are, and what is our aspiration. And to back it up with a lot of effort, some significant time, some amount of grit, and then we are there to tell a good story. I would wish all the best to anyone who resonates with this story. Thank you for joining me today.